So we are in the Latina Neighborhood where we've been spending a lot of time since we got here. This is where all the bars and tapas restaurants are, where people come to hang out on a Friday or Saturday night. As you can see, not much going on right now because it's around midday on a weekday, but come the weekend, this is the place to be. I just love all of the terraces and the cobblestone streets. It's just so picturesque everywhere you go. And there's a lot of sections of Madrid that feel like this, not just La Latina. We're starting off the day here in Plaza Mayor, which is kind of just the center of the city. This actually used to be the main market square of Madrid. There's some unfortunate history to the square too. It actually suffered 3 different fires. At one point people thought it was cursed, because every time they rebuilt it, another fire occurred. As you can see, it looks beautiful as ever today. There's this amazing fresco right behind me, as well as just a lot of different shops and restaurants, people eating outside, lots of cartoon characters trying to take pictures with you, all the typical things you'd see in a major European square. We lucked out with great weather today, and pretty much great weather the entire month, I would imagine. Spain is very dry and very hot, but around this time of year, actually pretty pleasant. We're gonna be walking around a lot today, showing you all of the different sights and sounds of Madrid. Let's get started. After leaving Plaza Mayor, you come out to Calle Mayor, which means Mayor Street. And this basically cuts Madrid right in half from the palace all the way down to the park. It's one of the busiest streets in Madrid. So we are now in the heart of Puerta del Sol. This is Madrid's Times Square. This is where they have the big New Year's Eve event. And the really cool thing about Sol is it's pretty much the center of Madrid, but in a lot of ways, it's also the center of Spain. There's a lot of construction around me. You can probably hear a lot of noise. They are redoing this entire plaza, so we really can't see much of it at all right now. Based on the renderings that we've seen, it is going to look absolutely fantastic when it's done. So this plaque right here is actually the center from where they measured all of the roads throughout the entire country. So you see where it says Kilometer 0. It's the exact point where they measured all of the roads. So if you're going to Sevilla, you go down to the southwest, to Valencia to the east, Barcelona, Bilbao, any corner of the country you can get to from this point. It's kind of funny, I thought that was like a hidden gem that I learned about, but literally everyone that was going past that stopped at the plaque. So I guess it's actually pretty famous, but yeah, if you're in the Puerta del Sol, check it out. So here we are at Plaza del Cayo, right in front of the capital Gran Via. Gran Via is one of the most beautiful streets in Madrid. So many cool buildings, cool hotels. The theater district is just right over there. Obviously a lot of luxury shopping over here. I truly believe that Madrid is criminally underrated when it comes to Americans coming to Europe. They would talk about London, Paris, Rome, Berlin. This is a thriving metropolis with everything you could want. The theater, the amazing architecture, a gigantic park to spend your entire day in, the food, oh my god, the food. We'll be getting more food later to just prove how amazing it is. I love the concept of tapas, and that is what they do best here.
So we're on our way for our first meal of the day. It's about 12:45 and lunch here doesn't start until 2, but we could not be bothered. We're heading for tapas right now.
This place is called Casa Labra. It's actually very famous because the Spanish Socialist Workers' Party met here. This was like their meeting place, led by Pablo Iglesias. This place was opened all the way back in 1860, and they're most famous for their fish croquettes and their fried cod. So this is a cod croquette. We'll talk a lot more about croquettes later. Very, very popular among the tapas menu. And then this is the actual fish, batter fried. Madrid is actually quite a landlocked city. There's not a lot of water anywhere near here, but the coast of Spain goes for miles. Barcelona, Valencia, all these places are not too far away and right on the coast. Really, really good seafood here in Madrid, which we'll talk more about later too.
Now this place seems to always have a queue, but they do have a dining room and a little bar area where you can just go up to the bar, order some beer, and order some cod.
It's actually quite well known that people just kind of stand in there when they eat. It's like an open bar, not a lot of seats, but like Sydney said, that back room if you would rather have a table. So we've made our way over to the Royal Palace of Madrid, which you can see right behind me. It's a beautiful building. You can actually take a tour. For whatever reason, they are closed for the next week. They have no times for a tour, but we'll definitely get in there. We're here for quite a while. So looking forward to touring that area. There's also a really cool plaza on the other side where you can watch the sunset in between the palace and the cathedral.
We're just gonna take a walk along these gardens. They're absolutely beautiful. These hedges and tall trees, and we're gonna find some shade.
So although we could easily stay here all day and just enjoy the peaceful ambiance, the birds, the water, we have a few more things to show you, and poor Sid, her allergies are acting up a little bit.
I don't know, ever since we got to Spain, my allergies have been like so bad. I usually can fight it off and just be a big girl, but my nose, my eyes, all of it itches.
So I found yet another park. This one's called Montagne Park, and there are a lot of lookouts around that you can just see for miles. It's basically on this hilltop, and I don't know, I was thinking about the palace for sunset, but I think right here would be probably the perfect spot.
So this is actually an Egyptian temple. When they were building Madrid long ago, they came upon this structure. Absolutely, just kidding. This was actually a gift by the Egyptian government in the 1960s to Spain, and it was rebuilt here brick by brick in this very spot. This was originally found in Aswan, Egypt, right along the Nile River. So how cool to have a piece of Egypt right here in Spain.
By far the most bizarre line structure I've ever seen. There's a line of people on this other side, but you can see the temple perfectly fine from here, and I don't really know why people are waiting in line. It makes no sense to me.
I think it's a free thing to go see, and I don't think you have to buy any tickets, but they must just let people in one at a time to take photos inside the temple.
Probably what it is,
It's
yeah.
very strange.
Especially since, like, it's right there.
Yeah, like
you can walk all the way around it.
I'm sure it's beautiful inside, and maybe there's some like hieroglyphics or something, but
Could be.
we're gonna save our trip to Egypt to see all those things.
So if you've been south in the US to like Texas or New Mexico or Arizona, you've probably seen what people call the Spanish tile on top of roofs. Well, this is where it comes from, obviously from the name, right? So you can see that right at the end of the street here. I just love everything about the way that Madrid looks. It is such a picturesque city everywhere you go. It's my favorite tapas.